Testing if mic works. Let's see, it works. So NQ did sweep at this point. London is actually what I was looking for. So if I get a nice minute and a half, 5-minute movement back up, I'll enter it. The only thing, a bit sadly, is that we did not finish this complete gap here. So we did tap London's high again, so that was okay for me, but I didn't want to see it completely fill up. So except for that, we actually swept just a minute ago London. So this is actually where my entry model comes in handy or comes in place. Even if it's before opening session, I don't mind. So if I need an inversion of this candle here, so if this inversion comes and we get a 1 minute FEG inside of this range, then I'll just enter with the stops at the low. We did not invert, so we did not have that body close above this one, so I did need that close. So I need to wait another candle. I'll be patient for the other candle. Good afternoon, by the way. For me it's afternoon, but good morning. It's the same. Sound is good, visual is good. Yeah, quality. I will be eating at the same time, so because it's actually the last time that I can eat for the next day and a half. So normally I eat before 3, but wasn't completely finished. So I'll put off the mic for a second while I'm eating, so you don't hear my. I don't know the words in English.
You can just do it.
Yeah, it would be quite strange in in somebody's ear sometimes. So now we did invert that 1 minute. So that's what I want to see. So if I do enter along, I'm not in anything yet. So I need a candle above this high, first of all. Okay, so this body, if it closes above, it's great. And then we need for a value gap created out of it. And we will have that one too. If this one keeps a bit higher, goes a bit higher. And that will be my entry. Stops at the low. How much is this stop? That's a 12-point stop, so that means that's a very small stop. And target would be at least all the highs, London high even. So that will be an 8R. And nothing yet because we did not have a close above. We did not create the fair value gap. It's filled up again.
Mama, that's Mama happening.
We did create an FEG actually, but the only thing that did not happen is that we did not stay this candle above this one. So I look at the last few candles. That needs to actually show me that we close above it. So we did not. So be patient. Probably happen when open comes. I'm not looking at the chat at the moment, so we'll try to do it as soon as I can. Hope all sounds are good. Five minutes still looks a little bit bearish, so it looks like we will sweep this out first. We still have 10 minutes before open, so perfectly possible. We'll put my mic off for a second while I'm eating. Give me another 5 minutes. I believe I'll be finished before open anyways with food. So nothing happened actually, so we didn't. I believe we will sweep it one more time, so that would be even better if we swept it twice and then see the move up. Targets would be definitely just first of all New York highs where we already see, and even London high. I'm back. So we're still trading inside that opening gap at this point. We're about 1 minute from open. We did sweep it one more time. I look like yes is doing the same. Yeah, this will look good. I don't think we have news today. I'll put this on the side for a second. Our sounds okay today? Yeah. I believe there is sound, or not. Can you hear me? Let me type it. I believe you should be able to hear me. I see it go green. So if you don't hear me, it's somewhere on your end. Settings. If it is on my end, I'll take a look, but I actually believe it should be okay. Let me take a look. Spraak, video. Testing. Test 1, 2. Yeah, no, it's perfectly fine on my end. It should work on my end. Can I? Because if I speak, look, it pops green up. So if I normally speak, it should not be green. So
Is dat al niet? Those beats.
no, okay, I come back.
Er zitten mini-stukjes van die gele. Niet van die gele. Ja, daar zitten zulke stukjes.
I'll reopen it.
Die beat ben ik een beetje zo tussen met. Het is wel zoet, maar ook wel. Er is nog een blokje dat ik nog aan moet doen.
Okay, test 1, 2. Voice better now. Let's hope so. Let's see if this one works. Can you hear me? Test 1, 2. One more time. Oh my, yeah, and now it moved, of course. So that was first move up. So if we have an FEG inside this, that will be our entry.
Dat is de gele ring. Dat is de gele. Die pak er wel.
So this is market open.
Paprika.
No for value gap created outside, so we can't.
Die paprika pak er wel.
We don't have an entry.
De gele. Nog een. Dank u.
This sound okay. Let me ask again. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So it was on my end somewhere. Strange enough. So everything should work here too. Sounds here. So anybody that's here on the stream that took the trade this morning, I would recommend not to trade this afternoon session, of course. If you took a nice trade this morning with me and you had that beautiful warp down that we took with that 15 minutes ILM, we took it actually to the opening gap. So we actually hit it. That was a 100-point move. from where we started. That was about an 88-point move. So with an extra entry, I would just leave NY session for what it is. So I did say I was going to stream today, so I will do it. So now, what am I actually looking for? First of all, I'm actually looking for some kind of 1 minute movement because we swept session low. We came into that daily opening gap. So my expectations is still that we want to go higher. So we swept actually all liquidity of this daily sessions already. So my first idea is that we go higher. So I'm looking for 1 minute movement up where we have a nicer value gap inside that we can take for longs. If we do not have a 1 minute, we probably will see a 15-minute change in delivery and then have a 5 minute for value gap into it. So those are my first things that I can say for today. If we drop lower and we do not, and this, if this opening gap gets filled up and it does not hold, and we fall under it, we will have somewhere a retest entry down to the lows of New York session here. I will depend on what the market gives us, of course. But I would prefer to long this. So what do I need? I need an 1 minute FEG actually now already because we swept session one more time. Opening did not sweep it directly after it. So this looks great for the bullish momentum. The only thing I need is now a fair value gap that needs to be created. So I have an entry model. This will be one of the entry models that you will learn in the course, of course. You see it me do live now. I will we will have plenty of time to enter. If we did not have the perfect entry, we will have it a little bit upper. It's okay too. I will add to the trade anyway, so this model does only have like 45% to 40% accuracy, so that means that we do take now and then some hits against us, but that's okay. The profit ratio is huge, so the amount of trades that we do make are actually yeah, a 5R is like a normal trade for this. So this is that FEG that I want to see. Now let's see what this one closes. Otherwise, that would be my entry. Stops would be at the low. So if we do take the low, that is about 30-point stop. So that means 2 contracts, 3 maximum. So 30 points at $60 per contract. If we have a $200 range, that means 3 contracts that we can enter. Targets are highs, of course. So that's at least a 2R, 2.3, or 2.9. Sorry. So you see if we have that tap. If we do, I will enter immediately. So I do need that tap here. That's also nice, 15 minutes here. So that was that 1 minute tap that I had. I'm entering this. I'm taking a long from here. I want to see it, take it to the highs. So that's a full position. Oh, sorry if I paused the screen for a second. I was looking at a different one. I need to enter myself first. So,
Volgens mij is een stukje kaas dat proeven.
I know this looks more
Wat ik wil van
movement to the downside, but actually I don't care about the movement downwards. I actually want to see it hit up to this high again. Look, the hourly swept, and actually this looks bullisher more than the other way around, of course. Now we give it some time, some room to breathe.
Maar ik noem weer die decreasing the letters.
So the great thing about this, if we do have a 15-minute orb range here too, we will see what this one brings.
Die was van papa. De andere is van mij.
It will be a 2.9 all the way up to the highs. So So now the only thing we can do is be patient.
Mama, ken je zo die dingen die zo hard aan je voeten hangen, die zo alsof dat schoenen, maar dan met eerst voor aan de onderkant voor de mannen meer tot erin kwamen, zo met zo'n dingetje, dat ze klakken. Maar dan sprongen ze daar 2 keer mee en dan maakte een heel hard geluid en dan sleepten ze daarmee over de weg.
So this will be
Speciaal.
a stop, I believe. So we don't do anything until actually it hits. So I'm not gonna say is it gonna be mine or not. So we will need to see it play out. Still have time. So like I said, if you did trade this morning, please do not trade the afternoon session. It's not worth giving any of your gains back to the market.
Wat is dat bij?
So for everybody that invited my lovely wife's already given a message on Discord, she will be responding and everything will be explained tomorrow in the first lesson. Why and how she will be helping you, of course. She will make yourself accountable for yourself so that you actually get confident in what you're doing, so that you actually do not do anything irrational, not needed. Just be faithful to yourself. Have faith in the model that we are taking and always be faithful to yourself too. So be honest with yourself so that you actually can make it as a trader. Because a good trader knows when to take a hit, take a loss, and stop. Because that's the only thing that good traders have above all the rest. So they are doing the boring thing, one strategy, one entry model, one thing constantly over and over again until it's so boring that it pays you the amount of money that you want. So now, what am I looking for? I'm actually looking for a nice candle up again with a big movement, so that we have a new fair value gap created out of it, so that I actually have a new entry, so we can actually add to that that we can add to this trade to the same targets.
Oké, de hek te knippen dan altijd super warm. Dat was echt een warme dag.
Put this one a bit on the side. So if you want to know, the stop is actually at the low of the fair value gap, that was the opening warp range that we are inside.
Stond daarop. De eetjes van daar stonden daarop. Dat was geen uitstap. Dat is een misstap. Maar ze stonden daar ook op de markt. Maar stel,
So most of the times, if we have a sweep of liquidity and we hang around long, it's not a good sign. We normally should have a good push.
dan is het ook versneld geweest. Door de boom van en dan ja, toen de hele stoet was gezet.
I'm gonna take my phone for a second so I can trade on the background on my phone. Yeah, look sexy.
Ik vond dat zo leuk dat het draaide. Ik dacht echt dat hij eruit ging en dat hij weer afkwam. En dan was dat zo fantastisch leuk. Ze zo, nog een keer. En dan weten we alle vier, mogen we nog? En dan staat er dan aanlopen. Maar nog één keer. En dan weer zo leuk.
See, you had to take your, like I said, you had to take your money with you. Het kost wel een keer.
Ik ga niet voor alle vier betalen. Zo. Amina en Ninara ga ik de eerste niet betalen. Maar dan neef je niet hoor.
Wat je geeft, krijg je terug. What you give is what you get. So, if we create a fair value gap in a minute out of this one, and we close to the upside, and we have a re-entry somewhere here, that would be a perfect spot to add to our trade. So I'm gonna do exactly like we should do always. So we're up a half hour at this point, or almost a bit more than a half hour. Or I am up a bit more than a half hour here. So no FEG yet, so I do need to have a value gap. So we now have one here that is creating outside of this one. If we have some small retrace to tap this, that would be an excellent point actually. So we're up 1.1. Let's see how high this can go. I believe there's a big possibility that we actually can take this back to London high, so that would be at least a bit more than a 2 hour. We leave the stops where it is. I would not change it, so it's no use putting it here or somewhere here. If we add to this trade, after it taps 1 minute, and it pushes higher again, so I do want to see it. You have two ways. You can add immediately now to the trade and take a half hour extra into it. So I'm adding one contract here. Or you can be patient and wait until this one is broken to the upside and then add. So it's your choice how to add. So I added here actually. The reason why it's safer to wait until we end to the upside, because then you actually don't have anything extra. You don't have extra risk to this trade. So that's the reason why it's a little bit more safe. Because this stop is like here, so it's about the same. I just added one contract extra, so I'm in with 4 contracts at this point. I kept the stop for this at this point, did not move it yet. So my stop is around 1.5 R at this point. I do want to see a nice continuation movement. What was that? That was very close to my stop movement. And Q did not have this, so that's strange. M and Q had one huge spike down. That was a strange move. So I'm still in it. So they did not tap me out of it. I could risk a bit more because this morning was a nice profitable trade. I hope you're all still in it too, because the stop should be at the low of this range and it did not do anything. But NQ did not have this kind of spike, so that's a bit strange. So now I want to be patient and see if we do get above this high. That would be great. There's no reason actually for now to come back down all the way. So actually now we closed that complete fair value gap. On NQ was normal, but NMQ was like all the way down here. I'll watch the chat for a second. Somebody asked something. Zat ik mij weer? Sexy. So if we do have a nice movement higher and we go above this height here, we can put our stop down to that wick here. It's no need for us to come back here. So this is around the 2R here. So now I want to see a clean push above that high. If somebody did not understand why I took this entry, you can let me know. I know it's a new model, so it's new for all of you. I did not have the time to take this morning this way because the entry was not there. I wanted to take it here too because we swept. We did not sweep it actually, so I wanted to take it here too, but it was pre-session. It's better to wait until actually it has swept liquidity or time-based liquidity, and then we take it. So now those 30 seconds are important because this is actually now the high of NQ itself. So if it doesn't want to go through it, it needs to take itself out. If we have a continuation higher anyways. The reason why I actually wanted to see it take out this high is too because we were in a double stacked of 5 minute for value gaps, and that was that high actually that protected these for value gaps. So this was actually an orb to the upside. So for everybody that's here for tomorrow too, it will be going on at the morning session, of course. For some people, it's night. Will be recorded for everybody. So will try to finish the recording immediately. I'll do it by OBS. So I hope by the end of the stream or afterwards, I can share it. If you're not able to come, please send a message too if you're not able to come, so we don't be patient for it. This hourly, if this next 2 minutes stay up this high, that actually looks good. So that was a sweep down almost the close of that completely daily gap, and that was a bullish reaction off of it. So that will be a great target actually. So we have multiple confirmations now that actually this trade will look great. So first of all, the 1 hour, that's 2 more minutes, almost closed. So I will need to wait until this actually is closed to say this. But this looks actually promising. We had an orb close to the upside. We have time-based liquidity sweep, and we can actually only say that this looks very good trade. This is actually a setup I need to take every time if this shows. I know normally you're not used for me to trade on the 1 minute. I'm still looking at 5 minutes for confirmations and how they actually move. Let me see if... Ooh. That was a bearish move of ES. Well, and why? Yeah, so those are both down and Q is up. Okay. And Q looks like the stronger one today. I'm gonna put off that session set for a second because it's getting a bit in my way. So that was the hourly close, and that was actually a very bullish looking candle. So now it swept also itself. So now this was actually an NY's high. If we have continuation, so we should actually at least come to this high. We will see what happens. So we're now probably almost on 1 hour. So I do want a nice continuation here. If you did take profit this morning and you are in this trade, make sure that you actually keep your profits. So take maybe a little bit sooner profit than I am doing this at this point. Just for yourself. Mental health, it's better. Oh, I missed an entry. Look, this was actually another entry that we could have taken. This sweep, 1 minute FEG, tapped, and then a continuation. So you can put your stop to this low. So we reduce till here. I missed this entry, so we can do it 1 entry over so that we have an extra left. So stops are now at 23,488. That's the same as like halfway the orb. So again, stops are here. That's on 23,488, 23. And 25. So yeah, or even under this. That's even better. I will change for a second because on my phone this is not easy to do. So that's less than a half hour now that we have for risk. So we will let this trade do its thing. So there are no for value gaps anymore. So we are actually under this complete. Yeah, this looks good. It should not come back down to here. If it does, then it will follow, of course, like NY and NQ. So that's a good de-risk of our position. But this hourly actually looks very good. So should not be any reason why we should come back down. And we have a 4-hour for value cap just above, so we could take some liquidity from here too. So no, everything looks good. If we continue above this high, I'll add again. My stops would be then this low. So long position would look something like this if we are in a new one. If it gets to there, of course, again, same high. All stops can come to that, to this low. And this from entry to here cannot be more than a half hour. If it's less, it's okay too. It goes down, we add it 1, 2. So that would be the third time that we can add. Now give it some time. It can be a bit of patience now while we are not fully pushing higher, but not doing anything less also. But it's just not the strongest market, but it's a good market. Looks actually good. So still here too, it looks actually it wants to go higher. Nothing shows us that it wants to drop anyways. Everything looks like bullish momentum. Take off a few things here. The reason why I didn't enter here now, and I wanted to wait until we are up here again, because we swept this liquidity here on the top, and we did not create a body that actually shows us strength above here. So that's why. This was a nice 15-minute inversion. So that's a 24-point stop. So half hour would be 100 divided by 24 divided by 2. So that means 2 contracts at max that you can add here. If you want to put stops then down below. If you keep your stops at 23, you can only add like 25.60. Yeah, you can add 1 more contract if you keep it at 23,488. A bit more secure if you keep it here. So no, it's different thinking, but I'm not a normal trader, so I will call myself the abnormal traders, and I want to teach you how to be abnormal in trading. Everybody else would be trimming here already. We are still adding to this trading session, so I do want a body close above here. I want a 5 minute, so still another minute. So this is why I was patient for it. I want to see it push above here and stay there. So I will need to be patient for the next 5 minutes again until I see if this one moves higher. So 4 more minutes and this 15 too. Sorry if I didn't watch chat for a second. Yeah, Vakal, of course, I can do a recap. Give me a minute. While I'm watching the trade itself, it's not as easy. Shit. If we fall under here, that means that NQ will follow ES. So don't want to see it happen. I want to see it continuously pushing higher now. So the reason why I took this trade, first of all, was we have swept time-based liquidity here. We had a movement of a 1 minute moving up. Orb has breached to the upside. Now we're actually at that. Give me a second. I'll do this recap in a second. So the reason why I took this trade is we had a session sweep here. So this was London session. We got it sweeping here on actually the 9 o'clock candle. We swept it, and 9:30 swept actually the lows again. So that means that actually we swept itself one more time, and then we have actually a nice movement out of it. We had, this was opening candles, and after the sweep, I'm actually looking after a 1 minute for value gap. The first 1 minute for value gap that we created was here actually. So that was my entry on the top of that for value gap. If you took a 2 minute, you could have had a bit lower entry. I did not. Stops were at the low. I took a second entry on the first inversion of this one. We came back to that for value gap. We took a second entry. Stops are now at the lows of that second entry because we actually made a third entry point that we could have taken. And now it looks like it's a little bit sideways, but should actually not come back down here. If it does, we'll probably see the lows again. We're at, I believe, on a half hour risk at this point. So for everything we made this morning, or actually in London session, it's okay to get a half hour risk. If we hit our TP here, just the first one, Oh, we probably get. Actually, I have no idea. I can't see it. How much we would get. Where am I? 23.57. Yeah, that would be a 2R. Around the 2R that we get. But here we do have to push higher now. Now, two reasons why I don't want to see it, why I want to have a continuation. First of all, we had a 5 minute, came back down, took some liquidity, and there is no reason actually to do that again. If it does, yeah, then it's building up trendline liquidity on this side here, and then it needs that liquidity to go higher. But I don't believe it needs this point, especially not because of the rest of the markets are moving slower. So if we hit this one, that's 2R. That would be okay for today. We made a nice 4R downwards and a 2R up. That's 6R on a day. We're done for the week. I know we all want to trade more. I do understand, but actually we should be done for the week then. If we come above this high with a candle body, stops will be placed on this low. Start of this one, that was the last sweep here. So then we reduced actually all the risk. So then it's a risk. Then it's actually a free trade. But I do want to see a candle above this one. That can be a 1 minute. That's enough for me now. After we came down, if we tap that one more time, we will continue higher. So start of 12 minutes in this 15 minutes. Somebody's saying something in the chat. I am actually not watching it, so I'll answer the questions on the end. If we do get here, I will enter one more contract. And then stops will be placed here. And then that would be the last entry that I take. I do not take more than 3 entries. If it comes after this 15-minute FVG that's still here, then it's yeah, not meant to be this trade. because that's exactly where our stop is at this point. And this is exactly the only trade that I will take. I will not take another one today. It's now 4:20, so the maximum time that I want all of you to be sitting after the screens is like 2.5 hours maximum. So that would be more than enough. First of all, to keep concentrated, because candles take some energy if you watch them. And if you need to be focused, that's more than enough. So we're now back at entry. So it looks like it will tap at least this one. That's too much. Has a nice amount of strength in this one. If it taps it, it is what it is. It's a half hour. That's it. That was our stop. So that's minus a half hour. Okay, time to log this. I believe so. It was a half hour. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, if it now continues how that was then a human error of myself not putting my stop at the correct spot. That's all. Can happen. So even if you would take the warp, would have been stopped out already, completely filled up everything. So I was building up actually this trend line liquidity. It actually needed it. Perfect trade. I would take this anytime. So this was actually perfect movement. We swept liquidity, we came back, and it took us back out. So that's okay. So log. Okay, first chat, second updates, course trading. So move look good. And we swept food 2 times adding. Minus 7.5. It was so long I took. That was time session. When was it time? Yeah, if it, like I said, if it now moves up higher, that was actually then my own humanly mistake that I did not see this for value gap here. So, but even if you took the 9, the orb went to the upside and it actually swept everything back down. So before I can take it again, I need to see it sweep itself out. So it needs to actually to take itself back out before we can take the same movement again. But I said one trade, it's more than enough. Look, that was a half hour of that 4 that we made this morning, so that's perfectly fine. Minus a half, no sweep. That was a 0.0. This one, this was nothing. Good stops at BE. And now I need to check when this was. That was second entry. Stops came to here. We put that stop. Okay, so I'm done here. I'm gonna take a look at the chat if somebody said something. No, I actually don't watch ES, what it does. I just was human error from me. What's this study? This is one that you will learn in Liana. It's actually a session based sweeps. So if we walk to bigger time frames, it looks like it wants to go higher. So it does not look like it wants to go lower. This was just me having to put my stop at a different place. That's all. This was humanly. I did not see this one before I put my stop here. So if I saw it see this before it, I would left our stop just down here. Because it's always perfectly fine, even in a 1 hour, that it just takes out liquidity, that people put stops here before it moves higher. Oh, hier speciaal zijn we met die gasten. Yeah, my wife is in the meantime, my wife is learning a different language. So yeah, that will be it for me. I will not take another trade, like I said. That was a sweep from liquidity. So if we do drop lower, okay, ES is already back up. So that was a yen. So this was the sweep session. It did the same. Now it could move back higher. So this one filled up the gap completely here already. So this is actually what I want to see on Q do too. Fill up the gap completely. It did not. So, but does not mean that it has to always. It can also perfectly clean it up halfway and then continue higher. So do know that I'm still trading with the major trend. The major trend is still going up. So it's not saying that we need to go lower. The morning session is perfectly fine that we go lower. And after we swept all of it, actually the most obvious way is then to go up. Okay, was a short trading session today. I will see you all in the morning session tomorrow around 10 my time. So not sure what time it is for you. You will definitely see it. And the events just above on Discord, you can actually just put it there and check. On the left, you see 7 events. So normally in the morning session, it will be under Trading Bootcamp. I hope all of you can see this. If you cannot see this under where we are at. I just put in chat, so you should be able to see Trading Bootcamp under where I'm now. We are now in live sessions, and two below it, that's where we should be actually then. So, thank you all for joining. That will be it for me for today. If you took the morning session and you took a half loss, that's okay today. Half hour, it's perfectly fine. We'll make it back tomorrow once we have a new opportunity, of course. See you back then. Sorry, didn't know I was still online. Have a nice day.